Hello, in this video I will be discussing my updated build for Voruna and attempt to explain the complexity of her underappreciated fourth ability. To start, I am utilizing 2 Tau forged blue shards to increase her energy capacity as my efficiency is rather low and having a higher pool makes it easier to always have energy for this setup. 1 Tau forged yellow shard to improve her casting speed and finally 2 Tau forged red shards to boost duration and strength a bit. In this Voruna build I am using her to kill enemies exclusively with abilities only, and not weapons, utilizing the Ulfrun's endurance augment to cap out her massive damage potential as well as essentially stay in her fourth ability for as long as I want. Roar is replacing her third ability as energy isn't an issue at all with her thanks to Equilibrium and my Sentinel, and the damage boost from Roar double dips for status procs and increases her damage over time effects at the same time. While she doesn't use weapons on this build, I still have some for situations where I need to turn off her fourth ability or it gets turned off by other factors such as the Violence Acolyte or if I need to shoot spores off of Exilizers. For high damage chunk damage my primary weapon is the Kuva Hek, and for my secondary I utilize a rank 1 secondary Fortifier Ozima with maximum magazine and a bit of status duration as my Riven mod has viral built in and having enemies primed helps with her damage output. The rank 1 fortifier allows for enough damage to overguard to gain overguard myself, but not enough to strip the overguard from enemies too quickly. I rarely use it, but it's there if I get surrounded by Eximus and need some extra protection. Now for the difficult part of trying to explain how her fourth ability even works, as it has mechanics under the hood not really explained by the game. When cast you get 5 charges that don't consume additional energy to use, and you lunge at the enemy you are generally aiming at, knocking them down and applying a forced /proc. The ability also can crit as it has a 1.5 critical multiplier, and its crit chance is set to a flat 100% while invisible with her first ability. If the ability kills the target with the lunge, you gain 200% bonus damage and 0.1 times flat crit damage boost for all remaining charges, which caps out at 5, giving the ability 900% more damage. And a 1.95 critical multiplier. In addition, if the enemy you target is affected by a status effect such as the one she can apply with her second ability, it gains an additional 200% damage. The forced /proc then bleeds the target for 35% of this total damage, causing massive bleeds that kill most enemies in the game that don't have attenuation. I'll put the full damage formula on screen from the wiki in case you want to know how it calculates. As for how this setup works in game, you generally want to go invisible first, then cast Roar and your fourth ability. You cannot cast Helminth abilities while in her fourth ability, so some duration is handy to keep Roar up. Then all you need to do is cast your second ability on enemies, then lunge at them with your fourth ability and repeat until you need to recast your first ability. Unlike using a melee weapon, your stealth doesn't end while using your second and fourth abilities, but you will decloak for a second while you lunge, which makes enemies see you. Still, as long as you are dashing to enemies and utilizing shield gating from at least one auger mod on your pistol, she is relatively safe. I mostly use Voruna to clear most of the 1999 calendar missions, as most involve killing enemies in general, killing Eximus, or killing enemies with melee weapons, which Voruna can do with just her abilities pretty effectively. Hopefully this video will encourage you to try out Voruna ability only, as it's a really fun way to play. Thank you for watching.